The culmination of a lot of hard work, determination, and a belief in the process has led to this moment. It's Senior Day from Briner Sports Complex on the campus of Ball State University. It's Ball State Miami. I'm Andrew Willett, and I'm happy to welcome in my partner, Hunter Ongay. Hunter, a storied matchup here today, a matchup between some very talented teams. Who leads the way for Ball State?
For Ball State, it's on the defensive end. Number 3, Rachel Pereira, the redshirt senior out of South Africa, leading this team in goals with 4 goals on 23 shots, a 56.5% shot on goal percentage. And she plays both sides of the ball. She's very good at transitional offense to defense, getting shots into play, being able to make things happen for her team, and get back and play a strong defensive game.
Well, and a look at these impact players really tells you the story of this day. In Ball State, the defensive player, very strong defensively. Miami, that dynamic offense. Who leads the way for them?
As you can see there on the screen, Allie Grace Joyner, 8 goals on 40 shots for this Red Hawks offense, and she's tied for the most goals on the team. But that says it right there for this Miami offense. She's very strong up front, able to get into that scoring circle and take a shot. But that's not just her alone. That's the entire team as a whole. They're able to make that ball move around the pitch very well, get opportunities, and take shots. Ball State's got to take her out of the game in order to have a chance at this one.
I mentioned a very historic matchup. Let's take a look at both of these two squads. Miami sitting at 11-1, first in the MAC.
Miami, just a dominant performance this entire season. 1 loss coming at their home field to Louisville in a double overtime matchup. The only loss of the season for them last week, lifting up that MAC championship trophy, and they're looking to continue out to possibly a 13-1 record into the NCAA tournament. With Ball State, on the other hand, 6-8, 5th in the conference, an improved season nonetheless over Ohio and Longwood. And this season, coming off of last season, 5-13, 6-8 this year. Improvement is what Coach Stephanie Bernthal wants for her team, and that's where they're going.
Miami looking to continue to build on the momentum heading into the NCAA tournament, while Ball State looks to play spoiler on Senior Day and give their 6 seniors a quality send-out. Starting lineups, the pitchback, and more after this break. It's the Battle of the Birds from Ball State Sportslink.
You know you're a Ball State Cardinal when you first hear the chirp. When you look to Frog Baby for luck and Beneficence for guidance. You're a Ball State Cardinal when you chase your dreams, present your case, and win. When the university you call home is small enough to be a community, but big enough to change the world. You know you're a Ball State Cardinal when you're one of us. We are Ball State University. We fly.
Control off the opening pitchback. In goal, they've got Isabel Parisi, Madison Workman on defense, Lily Rosso, along with Morgan Sturm, Leo Burley, Paula Pena, Claudia Garcia, Nora Bredick at the midfield, and forwards include Jenna Kirby, Lexi Nugent, and Allie Grace Joyner, our impact player for Ball State. In the goal, it's Weeks over Dishking, to go along with Michaela Draney, Audrey Tabor, and Rachel Pereira right in front of her on defense. Midfielders, Libby Kraus, Callie Rumbaugh, Carrie Ann McClay, and of course the center midfielder, Jenna McCoon. To go with forwards, Angela Nkosi, Sierra Jefferson, and Abby Ferenzi.
And already out of the gate, we are 32 seconds into this game, and already Miami's first penalty corner. That's going to be one of the bigger things for both of these defenses is controlling penalty corners, being able for offenses to get those goals or get into the scoring circles, draw the fouls, and get some open shots like we're about to possibly see.
Well, and Hunter, should we have expected anything less as Jenna Kirby is going to send it in off of the penalty corner? This Miami offense is very fast. There's Grace Joyner, controls it, passes around inside the circle, and it's Audrey Tabor causing the free hit for Ball State. What a stop by Tabor.
And Tabor's just as Coach Stephanie Bertha put it, she is a freak of nature. And right there, she's getting up to that top line of the shooting circle like she does every single time. and creating plays and opportunities and just being a strong defensive player for this Cardinal defense.
Ball State's gonna throw it high into the air, but called back for a hit for the Red Hawks as they are rushing into that center circle. This is a team that likes to play fast. Hunter, let's talk a little bit about the keys to the game. I just said it, they play fast. What are the keys for these Red Hawks?
All right, for the Red Hawks here, it's transition to defense. It's something that Ball State's gonna work them to death on, as Miami likes to play spread out, as we've already kind of started to see. They like to play fast and spread out. Miami's got to transition to defense. They've got to have a very forward up front defense on the Cardinal half of the pitch, as well as if they give Ball State an inch, Ball State's gonna take a mile.
Ball State, you can already see it. They took advantage right there. Were able to push up the field on the spread out Miami Red Hawks. What are the keys for the Cardinals today if they want to try and pull off an upset?
For the Cardinals, they got to play tough. That's really number one. But they got to be able to transition to offense. They've been struggling with it most of the year, being able to get the ball into their possession and then get it down the field and have just that quality time of possession as well. That's number two. So transition to offense and then quality time possession, as well as ball control. They got to be able to pass the ball around and move it around the pitch easily. And right there, as we see, it's going to be another corner, and that's another big thing for both teams, is getting those penalty corners and scoring opportunities.
Yeah, it might not have been a key to the game for either of these squads, but in field hockey, you got to get those opportunities to score. Otherwise, you're not going to have a chance. So Kirby will send it in yet again for the Red Hawks. Kirby, a freshman out of Pennsylvania. He sends it towards the middle of the circle. Stopped and set up for Nugent, but she did stop, and Tabor able to pull it away from Norbredick. But another whistle, but taken away. Jenna McCune. McCune playing a valuable role in the midfield. She's going to be everywhere for these Cardinals today.
Absolutely. And Ball State is just doing a fantastic job out of the gate, pressing the offense, trying to get that quality time possession with the ball, as well as making Miami run the field. Miami's used to being on one half of the pitch and not running as much as they really can. And Ball State's got to be able to match that spread out offense and defense and be able to lock down, have some quality time control or ball control, and make some plays happen.
Miami now on the near side, just passing the midfield line, sends it forward to Garcia. Garcia stopped again, this time Pereira. Pereira able to find Sierra Jefferson up the field, and Jefferson, a playmaker in her own right, the redshirt senior on her senior day, sends it middle. Mattoon now battling with number 4 Madison Workman as Nkosi breaks into the corner on the near side, but out of bounds. It'll be a hit coming for the Red Hawks.
Ball State doing some excellent job with more of a fast break type momentum. Miami likes to get down the field and work the scoring circle in the near side, inside the 15-yard lines. But Ball State, they love working a fast-paced, run down the field, you got to catch up to me type of offense. And that might just be what's going to help these Cardinals knock down the MAC champs today.
As Miami now quickly back the other way up into the circle. Kit save from Wiets and Dull, the sophomore from the Netherlands. But it's going to lead to yet another penalty corner.
And Ball State doing a great job defensively, but now it's got to be a transition game. We said it in the keys to the game, transition to defense for Miami and transition to offense for Ball State. But Miami watched their film this week. They knew what they were getting into with Ball State. They knew to run the field. So now they got to be able to adapt to their surroundings and make some changes on the fly.
So Kirby to send it in for the third time. Still just under, haven't even gotten 5 minutes into this one. as Miami is red hot. A shot on goal, and it's in for the score. None other than our impact player, Allie Grace Joyner.
And that was a perfectly set up play. Majority of all scores coming out of corners are the scoring plays of the game. 10:21 remaining on the clock here. Allie Grace Joyner, our impact player, now leading the team in goals. You just really couldn't ask for a better setup. She had a wide open shot. Everyone ran towards the big bunch in the middle of the top of the scoring circle and left her wide open with a shot in that lower left 90 corner. Just got right past Reeds.
And the 9th goal of the season for Joyner, as an early 1-0 lead for the Redhawks. Miami getting out, and they are moving quickly.
Miami doing a great job. They're very spread out here. Ball State tends to get a little bit bunched up on either half of the field. So now it's just this transition to offense here for the Cardinals.
Ball State takes it away. It's Emma Hilton. Whistle blown on Joyner. So Tabor will take the slap shot, sends it in to the circle, but taken right back by Miami.
Ball State right there trying to make an opportunity happen, and that's the way that they have to do it against this Red Hawk defense.
And you made it. They definitely are known for their offense here in the MAC, but that defense is just as dominant, Hunter.
Oh, absolutely. Offense wins games, defense wins championships, and that is why Miami is a MAC champion at the moment.
Led by their head coach, Iñaco Puzo, now in his 10th year with Miami. As they push forward on the right side, the far side, excuse me, taken right back by Tabor. And it's the importance of Tabor and Pereira already today that we have seen, as Pereira has it now.
And a bit of a questionable call there, not allowing Ball State to get a free hit off, which they were allowed. Got a little bit of jump for Miami, and they get a easy call, but right back to Ball State. And Miami playing a very tough defense here, just like we knew they would come out to do.
And Rachel Bone, the freshman, stopped on that one, but Ball State able to come up with a hit. But going right back in the way of Miami. As they push forward, number 12, Leo Burley. Senior is hugely important in the midfield.
Ball State already getting a little bit chippy. We've seen Pereira get in the face of a couple refs in previous games. Got a couple cards already this season, and it's nothing's going to be new. Both of these teams know how good each other are. They know how well they can play against each other. So it's halfway through the first period. This game will get chippy.
The Cardinals, well, the end result has not always gone their way this season. It has not been easy for their opponents, as Ball State is going to challenge no matter what the score is. As Miami already playing with an early lead. Just halfway through this first quarter, they get into the scoring circle. A high shot goes far right and out of bounds, so a free hit at the 25 is coming for the Cardinals.
And just like we talked about keys to the game, Miami's got to play a very forward defense, which is exactly what they're doing right now. They have 7 players in the forefield, 3-4 inside the 15 towards the scoring circle, and Ball State's got to find their way out of it. And they've been doing a great job with their time of possession inside their own 15, not letting Miami get closer after that first goal. But Miami is playing their defense well.
Yeah, Ball State with some early opportunities in the first couple of minutes to get into that scoring circle. But since then, it's been all Miami.
Absolutely. That's where we roll right back to time of possession. Time of possession is going to be big. That's how they lost to Louisville earlier in the season, and that's how they have also won several games this season.
Miami pushes past the midfield line, controlled by Breedick. Breedick, the junior from the Netherlands, racing around a couple of Ball State defenders. And she actually gets the whistle blown and a hit for her coming up, as the ball gets sent in to the scoring circle off of Burley's stick, but out of bounds.
So Burley was able to have a bit of a vision there. Saw a couple of her own players down there, able to get a shot into the scoring circle. If the ball is hit from outside of the scoring circle and goes off of a ricochet of any player, it is able to score as a goal. If it goes straight from the stick to the goal, it has to be inside that circle.
As off the leg of Ferenzi, so a free hit coming for Miami as they pass it around their own 25-yard line. And it's again Burley fighting nearing her midfield line, and she gets it right back, but stopped this time by McClay. McClay sends it center, and it goes to Ferenzi, chased down though by Grace Joyner, but it's gonna lead to a hit and a green card, it looks like, on Grace Joyner.
That green card is gonna take Joyner out of the game. It's gonna put him down 10-11. So Ball State here has got an opportunity. It's kind of like a power play in ice hockey. Ball State's gonna have an extra person on the field as Joyner's gonna have to hit the bench for a couple minutes. And that's a big offensive loss for that Miami Red Hawk offense, but it's not gonna take him out of the game completely.
As Miami's gonna settle down here on defense and try and shut down the Ball State offense. As Coach Ignato is gonna make a few adjustments, try and path it in as Ball State tries to take advantage of this opportunity. But out of bounds on our near side, and sending it forward, Madison Workman.
So you talked about Coach Hanako for Miami. He's been a part of this Miami Red Hawk team for the past 10 years. He's won a couple MAC championships with them. He's got a well over 500 record, 103 wins to 87 losses, and he's done a fantastic job of just reworking this Miami group for several years and being able to get them all well-rounded, and now in his 10th season, a third MAC championship under his belt, and that comes off of years of experience on national teams, coaching other World Cup and national teams. And that's the same with Stephanie Bernthal for Ball State, is that she has the experience, the same as Coach Yanako for Miami. They both have the experience of playing with national teams, playing with MAC championship teams, or in just championship teams, period. Coach Bernthal played for Kent State when they won the MAC championship back in 2008 over Ball State, and has been able to come in to another MAC school and build the program up from a lower point that it has been. So both of these coaches are very well-rounded. They know what they're doing. They know what they're talking about, and they have been able to bring these teams from a lower position in the rankings towards the top.
Coach Bernthal, of course, in her third season, as Ball State had an opportunity there, but taken right back by Miami and past the inline, so Ball State will get, or excuse me, that'll be a Miami free hit coming up. But you mentioned it, Coach Bernthal building a winner here in Ball State, 2 wins in her first season, to more than double that with 5 last year, and then in a shortened season this year to increase that win total yet again. It just speaks to the job that she has done and the buy-in from this senior class here on senior day.
Oh, absolutely. Ball State, off of a 5-13 record last year, they are 4-6 in the conference this year. They're looking to try and make it 6-6 at an even 500. They are over 500 at home, 4-3. If Ball State gets a win here today or a win tomorrow, it'll keep it at 500. Trying not to fall under that. And just improving season after season. obviously Coach Berthold had to come in and try and rework the team, only getting those 2 wins, but it was all up from there. And with Anako, it's still up with his team. They can always be better. They had the 1 loss to the 2nd-ranked Louisville. Teams can always get better. It's worse. Everyone hates losing more than they love winning, but man, winning is amazing.
As Miami fighting into that scoring circle, and they're gonna get a penalty corner, their 4th of the game, here with 1.5 minutes to go in this first period.
Penalty corners are what scores majority of the time in field hockey. And the thing is with Miami, they have a couple different options. They have 2 that are right at the top of the scoring circle, one across the pitch on the very far side, one on the near side here, that is Madison Workman on this close side. More than likely, they're not going to go with her. They had Joyner in on that close spot to where the ball is coming in from the side from the back line of the pitch. But we don't know exactly where it's going. There's several options here, and now it's just Miami's opportunity to score again.
As it's going to be Neely Lockmuller, sends it in, stopped, and a shot from Burley off the deflection. We're going to get a whistle and another penalty corner. I think that would have been a goal, Hunter, if it weren't for that whistle.
Oh, that was very close to being another goal. That would have been Miami's Neely Lockmuller that was actually got in there in towards the defense and was able to kind of backhand it into that lower corner again. But obviously penalty corner called before the chance to get another goal scored, and now back to the corner.
Lockmuller sends it in. Stopped, and this time shot. But stopped by Audrey Tabor. Up to Callie Rumbaugh, who will send it past the midfield line. And we've got numbers for Ball State.
That was a great stop also by Pereira that was back there. Pereira got the foot on it. It might have actually bounced off of a Red Hawk player at the same time. Pereira was right there where the ball was going, and Tabor was able to knock it out of the scoring circle and get Ball State a little bit of an edge down the field.
But Macy McHale getting the stop on the other end for Ball State. And now Miami rushing into the scoring circle. A shot on goal, but it hits the feet of, I believe, that was Jenna Kirby inside that scoring circle. So the hit going to the Cardinals. And another whistle on Kirby.
Ball State's got to be able to control their time of possession here. 10 seconds left in the first period. There's a little bit of things to change for these Cardinals going into the second period.
And it looks like at the end of one, we did a whistle with 3 seconds left. So still might get a shot off from Miami as they send it back, and that will do it. After one, the Miami Red Hawks lead 1-0 over the Ball State Cardinals on Senior Day. From Bryner Sports Complex, we will be right back on Ball State Sports.
Thank you all for being here today. You are here because you made the decision to be collegiate student athletes. So let me ask you a question. Raise your hand if you want to win a conference championship, if you want to win a national championship. Now keep your hands up if you're willing to wake up 4:30 in the morning for mandatory workouts, if you're willing to put student first. So I'll ask you, are you willing to compete? Are you willing to execute? And are you willing to be a leader? Are you ready?
You know you're a Ball State Cardinal when you first hear the chirp. When you look to Frog Baby for luck and beneficence for guidance. You're a Ball State Cardinal when you chase your dreams, present your case, and win. When the university you call home is small enough to be a community, but big enough to change the world. You know you're a Ball State Cardinal when you're one of us. We are Ball State University. We fly.
Being an athlete really sharpened or sort of honed my skills as a student.
Obviously, time management,
commitment,
problem solving.
The competitiveness I have on the court, I take it to the class.
The same thing I try to, talk to our players about, being able to be successful in the classroom and on the football field.
I wouldn't say academics came easy for me.
I think that we were just conditioned to work really hard and maintain our studies.
What matters most in the long run is something that you should focus on right now.
I want to be better. I want to better myself.
Senior Day from Briner Sports Complex. The Ball State Cardinals trail 1-0 to the Miami Redhawks, #1 team in the MAC, #7 in the nation. The Redhawks got that early lead with a goal thanks to Allie Grace Joyner, assisted by Jenna Kirby. I'm Andrew Willett, joined alongside Hunter Ongay. Hunter, what went so well for the Miami Redhawks in that opening frame?
Well, we can start with the keys to the game. It's got to be that forward defense. Miami just held control of Ball State's scoring circle and the 15-yard line back, not really letting them get past mid-pitch multiple times for the game. And they were just able to control the ball and have quality ball control, quality passes, and able to get the ball downfield and into the scoring circle and set up 4 penalty corners within the first period. So that's what they got to keep doing. They got to keep that presence up. But for Ball State, they got to get past this front line defense. That is where they're struggling the most. And that once they get past this half-pitch mark and get down the field, it's going to be a different ball game. And Ball State can put points on the board, get into the scoring circle, get some penalty corners, and change the flow of this game.
Well, and Coach Bernthal talked about that time of possession. She said, obviously, we need that time of possession, but we need quality time of possession, not necessarily quantity, as an open shot on goal just goes right over the top of the cage. Lucky break for the Cardinals, as it could have been an early second quarter goal to make things 2 goals out of reach for the Cardinals.
Ball State just kind of let the defense or offense walk by there a little bit too much.
Tabor stops it right in front of the goal and throws it out. Her hit sets up a hit for the Redhawks as they send it back across their own, or Ball State's 25. On the near side, they try to get it into the scoring circle. Michaela Graney, the freshman, is there. But it looks like another penalty corner coming up for the Redhawks.
That's number 5 of the game, 13-13 left in the second. And for these penalty corners, Ball State's got to be able to work around these many. They only have 3 players in the backfield for Miami, so all the rest of them are up at that scoring circle, ready to make a play off of 5 Ball State defenders.
And so it looks like Jenna Kirby again to send it in. Stopped and set up for Burley, who takes a tap in and gets in for a score. The second goal of the day for the Miami Redhawks. It's Leo Burley.
And Burley just had an open opportunity there. Usually they keep the ball on the ground and send it in lower towards the turf, but not for Burley. She wanted to get that ball up into the net, get past the taller goalie, Wheats over Ditchkink, and just like that, it's a 2-0 lead in the second period, and Miami with a great opportunity here to run away with it.
Ball State running the other way, but you're right. Miami has the capacity, the ability to put a lot of points up in a hurry. Their second goal of the day.
Get it out, Morgan.
But Ball State pushes forward. Angel Nikosi now battling. So it looks like Garcia.
Ball State with a great opportunity there, able to get inside the 15, not close to the scoring circle. But Miami, even with how spread out their offense actually is, their defense locks up tight.
And that was their key to the game, as we've got a player down. But Ball State comes away with it, almost like they're letting a play right there at the midfield line. Rumbaugh will take the free hit on the inbound.
Ball State here, open opportunity, getting that ball inside the Miami half of the pitch. Now they just got to make something happen, got to make some magic, get into a little bit of a fast break mentality, get into the scoring circle, draw a foul, get a penalty corner, put some points on the board. That's what Ball State's mindset has to be right now.
Getting a penalty corner would be huge. You look at the offensive stats. Each team has a green card, but other than that, Ball State is not on the scorecard. As you've already got 4 shots on goal, 2 goals, 1 assist, to go with 7 shots and 6 corners for Miami's offense. Just a dominant showing so far as Ball State pushes towards the middle.
Say Miami, if we look towards the stats, 7 shots, 4 on goal, 6 corners for Miami already for this game. The only thing that Ball State has is 2 goals allowed and a green card to show up on the stat cards. And right now, they're doing a great job of making more of a pressing offense. They got to play fast-paced. They got to play smarter. And right now, they got to transition.
As Miami had a little bit of a break opportunity, but loses it, and they did it right back as Joyner now pushes past, trying to get past that midfield line, but again stopped by the Cardinals. Pereira sends it forward, and we're just going back and forth here on Miami's side of the field.
Like we talked about earlier, it's all about quality time of possession. At the moment, Miami has really good passes, really good ball control and security, and just the handling of it all around is better. They are outperforming Ball State with the passing and the ball handling for the moment.
And a whistle blown on the Cardinals, so a free hit, and down the middle comes Luli Rosso. Rosso, just a freshman out of Argentina, but one of the best defenders in the country already.
Absolutely, it's all about style of play. For everyone that looks at like the roster of any field hockey team, for the most part, especially if you look at all of the Indiana State teams, there are no field hockey players from Indiana. They're all out of state. They're all intercontinentals. They're all travelers for the most part, which makes it a big difference because that gives you different styles of play, like from the Netherlands, from South Africa, from Argentina. Where the game is very strong and very big to the nation, you get the most players. And the United States is not one of them.
Well, field hockey, of course, originated overseas, definitely more of an East Coast sport, as Miami tries to get into the scoring circle, sends it in, and a fight gonna lead to a free hit for the Cardinals, and quickly up the other way is Rachel Pereira.
Ball State needs to make something happen here. This fast break mentality is what they need right now.
It's pushing forward, but taken away by Burley was Maureen Dunnigan.
Marie Donegan, for a quick second, she's the freshman to watch for the next couple years. She's already put a couple goals on the board for herself as a young freshman coming off the bench as well, so making an impact off the bench. But with a couple seniors graduating this year, it'll be a change of pace for the rest of this team.
And big shoes to fill, especially on that defensive end with Audrey Tabor and Rachel Pereira.
Pereira will take a card and she'll go sit on the bench for a little bit.
As Ball State tries to get in to that scoring circle, but there's the problem. If you're Ball State, you push into that scoring circle. If you somehow get past the great forwards and the great midfielders and the great defense that Miami has, you're going to run into a great goalie in Isabel Parisi.
Absolutely. I will say, though, however, last week in their game against Appalachian State, the game that Miami won 7-0, she only had 1 save. That just says how strong of a defense this Miami Redhawk defense is.
You're absolutely right, as Miami pushes the other way. Parisi not able to did a whole lot of saves, but only allowed 8 goals on the year in her 12 games.
And still with 12 games at goal, One loss at that. They've got a 2.55 margin of winning. The next closest is 1.5. You don't see that a lot in field hockey, especially in the MAC conference. Miami's going to go into this NCAA tournament with the wind at their backs, and they're going to be steamrolling, ready to go.
Well, and you looked at it, it's the first place offense followed by the first place defense. It's going to lead to an insane margin of victory. And the Cardinals really have had a handful today, already allowing 2 goals with just under 7 to go in the first half.
So right now, Ball State needs a change of momentum. They've been able to get the ball moving back in more of a fast-paced kind of fashion, but they haven't had the numbers. Miami is a very good transition to defense team, as we can see, and they're living up to that key to the game. Now, Ball State, on the other hand, has a nice tumble there for McLean.
That was almost like a charge in basketball as we've got a player down, Macy McHale.
So Ball State here, that was a good opportunity to try and transition to offense, but Carrie-Ann McClay just going over the top and taking out one of the Red Hawk players, Macy McHale, and now she'll come out for a little bit to get checked on. But Ball State, that's the type of game this is. You might not see a lot of contact like you do in like soccer or ice hockey, but the contact is still there. They're still fighting. They're still getting into it. Just, you don't see very many hard hits like that in field hockey.
Yeah, it was McClay just going right over the top of McHale, and so she'll take a break. As Miami got the free hit, but Ball State takes it back with Tabor. Tabor has the one-on-one. Gonna set up her own free hit. Tabor, the pass, tried to find Rumbaugh, but instead, heading the other way is Miami. And Miami, Hunter, you've seen them in this, since they got that second goal, they've been able to play a little more conservative approach.
They're playing that give an inch, they'll take a mile mentality and fashion. They don't want Ball State to get any sort of grasp on it. They don't want to have to play catch up. They don't want to have to shoot too far out in front of them. And at the moment, this is how I see they're going to be playing when it comes down to the NCAA tournament. They're going to be playing against all of the ranked teams in the nation, and they're going to have to hold up with them. So if they can get a 2-0 lead within the first quarter and a half, they're going to want to take it and hold it as long as possible. Time of possession, quality time of possession, and ball control.
And they are definitely controlling time of possession and keeping it on Ball State's side of the field. It's just some perfect passing, put in just the right amount of pressure on Ball State's defense. As a whistle blows, and it looks like from the 25-yard line, or just a little behind, you're gonna get a free hit. Sends it to the near side, but Sierra Jefferson applying some defensive pressure to get the takeaway and push past midfield.
Say Jefferson had 3 Red Hawks on her back and was still right in the middle of it, stayed calm, kept her composure, and got that ball up.
A little bit of contact. McClay.
Not afraid of it.
No, sir. But Burley gets it right back. And Ball State now past the midfield line, pushing forward and out of bounds.
Rolling into a snowbank over there because for whatever reason the Midwest said, hey, let's dump a bunch of snow onto the field a couple days before the game. That'll be fine.
Well, you think playing from the winter to the spring as you near summer, the temperatures are just going to get warmer 3 days before their final game. Snowfall. And we've still got some snowbanks out here, although it is a very nice day outside as Miami pushes forward.
So it was a good shot opportunity for Miami there. That was Lexi Nugent able to actually get the ball into play and pop it up a little bit. And now Miami with another opportunity here to score.
another whistle blows.
And that ball did hit the back of the net there for Jenna Kirby. No rebound. Wheats actually got out of the way of that one. You don't see it a lot, the goalie getting out of the way of the goal. But if it would have hit Wheats and then went in, but Miami scored.
As Tabor sends it well forward, but a whistle. I think that ball might have been a little high off of her stick. The ref now didn't a point across. Looks like Ball State maybe was too close to that Miami free hit.
That, as well as Miami loves to play fast, and as well as Ball State's trying to keep up. So when it comes to a free hit, they want to be able to get that ball and just start moving it wherever they want it to. Can't go too quickly.
And we will get another free hit, this time Ball State, as it goes out of bounds on the far side near that 25-yard line. It's Rachel Pereira. Sends one high, arching into the air. Batted down by Rosso. Rosso sends it middle to Burley. Burley pushing forward outside into the scoring circle and batted out by Rachel Pereira.
That's good defense right there. He got into the scoring circle, and that's exactly what Ball State needed. A little bit back on her heels. Pereira knew her surroundings, knew she didn't really have too much help. Closest one, baseline.
And almost using that inline as an extra defender as we near the end of the first half. On the far side, Breedit sends it middle, pass races and goes out the inline near that corner. So Audrey Tabor will get it with 1:04. Ball State needs to push up the field, down 2-0 at this point. Tabor just not able to get past the onslaught of Miami defenders.
Absolutely, and Ball State, they're doing the best job they can, and right now they have the most numbers going down the field. But right there, as you can see from Kirby, it's just all defense and all Miami at this point.
Ball State trying to regain possession as they push it past midfield. It's Donovan. Gets it to Emma Hilton. Hilton has it taken away by Rosso. Rosso, I can't say it enough, one of the best defenders as only a freshman. Their assistant coach on the phone with me said, Rosso, she's going to be a freshman All-American. She is that good. As a shot on goal, another shot on goal.
That second one was saved by Tabor.
Yeah,
So
but no, they're going to call a whistle on that one instead.
to say Claudia Negret was able to get 2 shots off on that one. Popped the first one right into Wheats' hands, and the goal was open. It bounced right back to her, and she took it up. Tabor tried to get her stuck up, probably bounced off her forearm there, knocking it down. Penalty corner with 5 seconds. If Ball State can hold out on that goal for 5 seconds, they'll go to the half. Only down 2, hopefully not down 3.
It's 5 seconds. We've seen Miami able to score in this little time on a corner. See what they can do here. Already up 2-0 as Taylor Curran sends it in. Stopped. And now going for it. Claudia Garcia, no good. And at the end of the first half, it's the Miami Redhawks 2, Ball State none. We will have halftime stats and recap after this. You're watching Ball State Sports.
I think it speaks for itself. I mean, everyone here, just like, this is truly like the hardest working team I've ever been a part of. Everyone wants it. Everyone puts their heart out on the field, and that is something that is just really special and you don't see every day.
Family. Our motto is MTX EFF, which mental toughness, extra effort, family first. And I think we definitely embody that in fighting for each other, putting our bodies on the line every day and pushing through the workouts just to improve and be better for each other.
We're just like a family. We have the same goals. We carry each other on our backs, and we're just super unified together, and we go together, we do things together, and we want to win together.
I would say Rachel Pereira, probably, just because she's also from South Africa, so she's basically a big sister to me. And like when I came here my first week, she took me out for coffee, took me for dinner, just to get me like into the team culture and like realize where I was, that I wasn't in South Africa. And yeah, she's like my go-to for everything.
I'm one of the 6 seniors. I'm one of 2 fifth-year seniors, so this season has been a huge task, and just like, you know, showing an example to the freshmen on the team who haven't played a season, who are coming into fall when we usually play a season, you know, just kind of getting them on board with our morals and our culture as a team.
I would say I'm closest with Jenna McCune. She also is from Louisville. We played club together, and she's my roommate.
I'm not usually one that's super loud. On the field, you can hear me directing other people most of the time, but I'm definitely a leader by example and just working hard every day to push everyone else around me.
It's just a family. It's amazing. Like coming in here, I was so nervous, and like I didn't really know anyone because I came here by myself, not knowing anyone in the US, let alone just here in like Muncie. So it's been amazing just being part of a family. Like I would say our team culture is just family.
Well, they're very passionate about their like job on the field, off the field, just and leading this whole team.
Best culture to wrap yourself into, because I have literally never been on a team that is so close-knit. I mean, I could walk into any of these girls' dorms, apartments, houses, and they would be there open arms. So I'm really lucky to have that.
And back from the first half, it's halftime. From Briner Sports Complex, I'm Andrew Willett, joined by Hunter Ongay. The score, you see it right there, 2-0. Red Hawks over the Cardinals. The battle of the birds in the way of Miami so far. Hunter, let's take a peek at these first half stats.
And it's a very one-sided game here. Ball State not being able to get a lot of offense going here. 10 shots for the Red Hawks, 2 going in out of the 6 on goal, 7 corners, and those have been the big ones. 2 goals have come off of those. Both of the goals have come off of the corners. One from Allie Grace Joyner and the other one from Lenore Burley. And that just says it for yourself. Wheats over Dish King has 4 saves on the day so far, doing a great job. Audrey Tabor got in there right there before the half with her 5 seconds left. But we've seen goals go in with 0.9 seconds remaining on the clock. And it very well could have happened there. Great defense to stop it. But the stats speak for themselves, and that's where Ball State needs to make some adjustments. They go into the locker room at halftime trailing down to the MAC champions. Not just reigning, the current MAC champions. They're probably going to go in. They need some more offensive pressure, more or less. They need to lock down harder on defense. Miami, they just need to keep up the pace. They need to keep doing what they're doing. They're doing a fantastic job of ball control, movement, lockdown defense on both halves of the ball, and being able to get into that scoring circle, draw fouls, get those penalty corners. And Ball State needs to replicate it, play like they did last week against against Central Michigan, and they're just not doing it at the moment.
Yeah, the number 7 team in the nation, Miami. Obviously, the 7 corners, 2 of them leading to goals. Ball State not able to get any corner opportunities, let alone a shot or a shot on goal. Hunter, what is Coach Stephanie Bernthal telling her squad that they need to do to get more pressure?
She's got to start by saying, you guys are still playing great. You're playing hard defense. We just got to transition to offense. We got to transition to offense, and that's where the Cardinals need to pressure more. But this is where we're going with the team.
Ball State trails 2-0.
You're a Ball State Cardinal when you first hear the chirp. When you look to Frog Baby for luck and beneficence for guidance. You're a Ball State Cardinal when you chase your dreams, present your case, and win. When the university you call home is small enough to be a community, but big enough to change the world. You know you're a Ball State Cardinal when you're one of us. We are Ball State University. we fly.
You saw it, Ball State trailing 2-0 on their senior day. The last couple of games of the season for these two squads, as Miami coming into town and really controlling things so far. And we've been able to see that through their impact players. Let's take a peek at those two players.
Absolutely. Allie Grace Joyner for the Red Hawks on fire at the moment, having a great offensive presence for their team. One shot on goal, one goal. That's the story of how she's playing. She's had that offensive presence, also has a green card, sat her out for a couple minutes early in the first period. Rachel Pereira, on the other hand, has had a strong hand on the defensive side of the ball, but also being able to work both sides, get down the field, and have that offensive presence as well.
And you see a player like Allie Grace Joyner, we called her our impact player heading into this game. And first 5 minutes, she gets a goal. Rachel Pereira, on the other hand, doing a good job defensively, but it's really on the whole Ball State offense to try and push forward a little more here in the second half.
Absolutely. The more Ball State pushes on offense and locks down on defense, the more Miami's going to have to respond. And that's just going to be a back and forth battle that's going to end hopefully with a 2-2 tie at the end of it. Maybe Ball State coming up, or maybe Miami just running away with it.
Ball State with work to do, trailing 2-0.
So, field hockey, the weirdest sport you could think of.
It's kind of different. That's a hard question.
It's just kind of like soccer.
Kind of like soccer. Basically, field hockey is like soccer.
Soccer.
I would say it's very similar to soccer.
It's a combination of the spatial concepts of soccer.
Positionally wise, it's a lot like that.
The speed and transition play of basketball.
Hockey, I think a lot of people think it's like ice hockey.
Basically, ice hockey without feet and on turf.
People try to compare it to ice hockey, which we can't check each other. Kind of good for me because I'm shorter.
A mix of like ice hockey, obviously, with the stick.
Lacrosse, but on the ground, or just kind of like soccer with a stick and
really hard small balls that we have to just move around the field.
You use a stick and a ball instead of your feet, and then the ball's smaller and the goals are smaller.
Just with a stick and a little ball instead.
It's a really technical sport too. Like you need to have a lot of skills.
It's a very fast-paced game.
We do a lot of running
in a squat position for 70 minutes.
We play on a water-based surface, so it gets kind of fun when you can start diving around. It's very active and very physical.
It's a really fast sport. It's very exciting.
And basically, we just got to put the ball over the line at the end of the field. Sometimes it's cool when we get it in the net.
I don't think anything else can describe it, just the way like the team works together and it's basically a family, like, and I love that aspect of it.
It's weird, it's fun, it's quirky, it's nuanced, but it is a blast to watch.
I would say just watch it, I guess.
The best way to really learn about field hockey is to actually come watch it, and you can come watch one of our games.
That was within 5 minutes here in this opening game. The second goal, another one set up by Kirby, and this time it was Burley. Sends it high and off the stick of a Ball State player, up and over Weeks over this team. And that is how the Miami Redhawks have a 2-0 lead as we open up this second half. I'm Andrew Willett, joined by Hunter Ongay. Hunter, not exactly what Ball State expected so far, but Miami doing a great job on the road.
Absolutely. Coming out strong 2-0 to start the game. With Allie Grace Joyner, it was just a great setup pass right from Jenna Kirby. And we talked to Miami's assistant head coach, and he said that one player that would go kind of unnoticed for this game is number 20, Grace Joyner. And exactly what she's done has been an assist player for both of those goals. Sent the ball in and also sent the ball into Joyner, stopped it for Lenore. And that's where Ball State currently lies, is they need a little bit more ball movement around. Miami needs to keep up this defensive pressure, as well as Ball State needs to also rely a little bit more heavily with their seniors and work their young personnel in more.
As Ball State, as we switch sides on the field, Ball State is going to get an opening corner on the left side for us. What a way to start this second half in the black uniforms while Miami is in the white.
And we talked about that over halftime. Ball State needs to continue to add offensive pressure. And what did they do to start out this half? Less than 2 minutes off the scoreboard and already a penalty corner. First one, this is the most they've been inside that penalty or that shooting circle
since the opening minute, really.
Yeah. And Ball State has a scoring opportunity here, and this is a complete momentum shifter. They put this one in the back of the net, different ball game from here on out.
It's going to be Sierra Jefferson setting things up from that P corner spot. Jefferson stops, set up for Pereira. Her shot is just off the stick and over the cage.
What a shot. That was a great save. Put that ball on the ground. That was going in. Just a great kind of tackle stop by Miami right over the top. Ball State needs to do it again to keep back in this ball game.
Past the midfield line comes Miami. But you're right, a missed opportunity right there. As a whistle comes, it looked like a goal, but the whistle was blown before that. Burley just kept going.
So Burley was looking for it. The whistle blew it. She just kept going with it, saying, like, I'll take my free hit right here.
Everyone else stopped, but Burley was getting that score. But here comes Miami on the right side. And a whistle blows. I didn't think that was inside the scoring circle, but we're gonna get a penalty corner coming up.
Penalty corners can be called inside the penalty circle as well as around inside that dotted line. That counts as part of the scoring circle whenever it comes to penalties that can go to the corner. So now Miami, another opportunity to go up 3-0. Ball State not able to come back strong really after a 3-0 deficit.
Jenna Kirby was the one dribbling that ball. She's gonna get the send in. Fires it in towards the middle, stopped. And it's Audrey Tabor getting in the way of that one.
Great defense by Tabor. An amazing tackle.
Natosi heading the other way, but taken right back by Garcia. A little back and forth. Joyner now with it, sends it forward and stops successfully by, I think, Libby Kraus, as Pereira sends it up to an open Jefferson on the left side.
Scoring opportunity here for the Cardinals as Ball State's able to get down the field and now set up something and try and get past this Miami lockdown defense.
Miami's got to go fast. They've got to try and beat the defense of Miami before they get down there. And yet another penalty corner opportunity.
And that is Abby Frensky celebrating with her team. Knew exactly where to put that ball to get that penalty corner called. Tipping her hat to her coaches and her teammates, knowing exactly what to do. Ball State, another scoring opportunity.
Ferenzi doing a good job, and it's like they talked about that. Stephanie Bernthal for sure coaching up her team and allowing them to try and get some of these opportunities as they are in the huddle at the middle of that scoring circle. And last time you saw them go for Rachel Pereira, who, in talking with Coach Stephanie Bernthal, she is amazed with and incredibly impressed with Pereira's ability to shoot penalty corner shots. As Jefferson will send it in. Right to Pereira. Pereira again takes a shot, but just wide left.
Hit on the outside of the box. It was a great shot, and if it was just a little bit more to the right, I can guarantee you Miami would have reacted the same way. Step out of the way, let it go out of bounds. They could have just hit that that left corner of the box. Ball State, though, still coming out of the half, very strong here. Putting Miami, kind of took Miami off guard a little bit. Miami's playing slower here still with that 2-0 lead, and Ball State trying to run at them and get as much as they can out of this game.
And you might look at them as a couple of missed opportunities for the Cardinals. But hey, these are just good opportunities. You've seen Miami with 8 of those scoring opportunities with penalty corners as they fire it into the middle. And it looks like we're gonna get another penalty corner coming. I said 8, now you have 9 penalty corners for the Red Hots. Like I said, 9 great opportunities to get only 2 goals. It's okay for Ball State. You just gotta keep getting those chances on the offensive end.
Yep, you gotta take chances like Paula Pena did just there. Running down that right side, had good vision in, perfectly placed ball into the center, and draws the corner penalty, or the penalty corner.
To set up Kirby to send it in. Just under 4 minutes into this, we've already got 4 penalty corners. As Burley, a great play to set up a shot, but stopped by Libby Kraus this time.
Defense doing a fantastic lockdown job in the penalty corner here. Now on to 10 corners defended, only 2 goals allowed. And now it's just got to lock it down, and they got all of their players back in the back half of the pitch. Ball State transition to offense.
Kirby sends it in for corner number 10. Corner number 9 saw some trickery. Now a shot from Joyner. Joyner sends it to the right of the goal, but it's going to be another penalty corner coming up.
Going off one of the defender's legs there, going back into the corner. If it goes off of a player's foot, it's okay. If it goes off ankle higher, no.
There's another stop on the 11th penalty corner, 3 in a row for Miami. This time rolls past the end line, and Ball State finally able to come away with it.
Pereira was the one that got the stick on it, and that's how you play lockdown defense in the second half against the MAC championship offense.
You gotta try to allow less of those opportunities, though, as here comes Miami, continuing to apply pressure to that scoring circle. We got another whistle, this time on McCune.
Ball State, they're playing very quick and fast field hockey right now, and this is where that transition to offense needs to come into play.
Pena not able to create anything for the Red Hawks, and so Michaela Graney will take the hit. Graney sends it back towards Tabor. Risky in the scoring circle is Tabor. Sends it back to Graney in that bottom right corner. And that ball goes way up over to the 25-yard line on Miami's side.
Say great job by Tabor getting that pass out of the scoring circle and able to get it onto Miami's half of the pitch. Now they just got to lock that defense down and not allow them into their half.
Burley past the midfield line. And now working against Paloma Gomez-Rengifo. As Burley, incredibly quick player, now rushes towards the scoring circle, but taken away by McCune.
Ball State, they're letting them walk almost to the scoring circle here, and they need to lock down defense a little bit harder than McClay does right there, but not taking down the players.
McClay, a very aggressive player, sometimes for the best, sometimes not so much. As another corner is going to get called, whistled for a foul as McClay
right here, we want to watch what Audrey Tabor does here. She's the one that always presses out first to wherever that ball goes, whether it's going to go to Joyner or if it's going to go to Burley. It doesn't matter where that ball goes. She's going to be the one that gets there first and tries to tackle.
As we've got Lothmuller gonna send it in for the Redhawks. Stopped by Rossi. It's Burley on the shot. Goes right into Libby Kraus, who gets the stop and sends it away.
Great defense by Kraus. She was right there next to Tabor. Burley has a nice little step and move, ball control movement. That's how she scored her first goal of the day. But Kraus right there on the backup, great stop.
So more and more opportunities coming as a shot on goal coming from Pena. But Ball State's defense is able to hold up here in the second half. We've got 2 balls out there at the moment, trying to get a free hit.
So that would be a bit of a game, having 2 balls. There's a rule in ice hockey where 2 pucks can be played on the ice at a time for a certain amount of overtime.
Really? I did not know that. Field hockey, of course.
Not played that way, no.
Fairly similar game, but does not have that rule. As we've got Alex Conrad sending it forward. Burley going up against the Ball State defender.
And coach is not happy about that call. Thought there should be a little bit, thought probably should have been a card, but just a free hit.
Burley pushes forward right into Donovan. And Mattoon inside that dotted line, so we're gonna get another penalty corner.
Ref is not having it today with the intensity of both of these teams. I'll expect to see a couple more cards come out through the rest of this game, but I mean, Ball State playing some tough defense, but Burley drawing free hit after penalty corner.
I believe this is penalty corner number 13 for Miami. Just insane numbers as we're a little over halfway. Lothmuller is going to send it in. Stopped and a shot. And you had an open Red Hawk down near the goal, but just misses wide left.
That went off of Nugent's stick. And that was a planned attack. Try and get a little chip off the side of the stick and pop it into the backside of the goal. Just couldn't get the right angle on it.
Conrad now sends it, and Burley takes it right back. Burley has been in control this entire half, a majority of this game, I would say. As McClay sends it back, and it's still on Ball State's side of the field. We're going to get a few substitutions for Miami.
Ball State has an open opportunity here to make some work happen. They send a lot of their players down the field quickly, but with the transition of defense from Miami, it's a little bit difficult.
Still 2-0, 6 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Ball State playing some very fast-paced field hockey. You haven't seen it from this team at all this season.
You're
this
exactly
is the
right,
fastest
Hunter.
they've been playing.
This is a team that has liked to slow down. You thought maybe they would try and slow it down today heading into the matchup with the #1 team in the match. But that has not been the case. It's led to 2 goals. But I'd say they're doing pretty well for the most part.
I said the momentum has shifted when it comes to speed on the pitch. Miami has slowed down. Ball State has been speeding up. 5:30 remaining here in the third period. And now Ball State has to really make something happen, change the momentum, and get something to work.
The Cardinals able to finally get a stop on one end. Leads to an Alex Conrad hit within their own 25. She sends it high into the air and batted down, but out of play, so a free hit coming for Miami. They push back onto their own side of the field. Rarely been there so far in the second half, except for the 2 early penalty corners. Since then, it's been all Miami. in the third quarter.
Absolutely right. Ball State had a fantastic offensive presence to start the second half. Now they just got to get back into that rhythm and can't rely on the break they get out of the half.
Well, and for Ball State, they've got to create more of those opportunities, but Burley now fighting past and nearly shoots out Wheats, but Wheats is all over it.
That was great ball control by Burley, able to get down there and create some space, get herself around. Wheats, on the other hand, I'm a stand in your way. You got to get past me.
And Burley, one of those players where you would think the ball was taped to her stick. She has such great control out there.
Are you sure she doesn't pull some kind of magic trick, put some Velcro on it, get it stuck to her stick?
She might have. She has been the star of the day so far.
Been throwing some shoulders and got an open area here. That was close.
As Tabor finally gets it out of there for Ball State. But heading right back the other way. As soon as you get it out of that scoring circle, Miami's gonna go steal it right back and get right back there as Burley had another shot at it.
So that shot she just had, Burley got a free hit and ran past everyone. The ref said, yep, you're good, keep going. Almost had a free goal and Ball State wasn't ready for it.
It's just the passing on this Miami team is very impressive. Garcia now with it on the far side, heading at that corner, and a whistle blows, and no, they're gonna set up a free hit. Garcia had it, sends it back out to Breedit. Breedit stopped.
Ooh,
Emma Hilton with, one heck of a play right there.
Bit of a high stick there, calling her on a penalty corner. The stick went a little bit too high. It's a dangerous hit, and that'll get the penalty corner called on the Cardinals.
One of the many things that we've seen so far. The lead to penalty corners is just one after the other for Miami.
Right here, this is where Burley is going to have to shine if they want that third goal.
As I believe it's Lothmuller going to send it in. You look at the four Cardinals in the goal on these penalty corners. It's Audrey Tabor, Jenna McCoon, Michaela Draney, and Terry Ann McClay. Or actually Alex Conrad, not Terry Ann McClay. As Ball State gets a stop.
That one's going to go. That was a great save by Wheats out the baseline. He was going for that lower left corner, and she was ready for it.
As yet another stop for the Cardinals, still 2-0. Not able to have the accuracy on this in the second half after those two first half goals.
Wheats over King has faced 18 shots today, saved 9 of them, only allowed 2 goals, and now it's all her game. She's the one that's holding back this Miami defense or this Miami offense. Ball State defense needs to really man up a little bit better, lock down on their person, and get into that scoring circle. We already have Abby Frensky is already back at the Miami scoring circle. The ball just has to get to her. Get down there, create a shot.
Well, I believe the key is that midfield passing for the Cardinals. They try to go too far each time on a pass, and it just goes right to a Miami defender or midfielder, and they can't work it up anymore after that.
I agree with you. Miami is good with really short passes. That's been a thing that Ball State has struggled with this entire year, has been short passes. And a yellow card is going to get called on Ball State's Lexi Kansky, and she will hit the bench.
There's yet another card called, this time on Ball State. You expect things to get chippy in a matchup like this, though, Hunter.
Oh, absolutely. I called it in the first half. This game is going to get chippy. There will be more cards. And now Ball State is down a player on a very important part of this game. A minute 11 remaining in the third period. And now Ball State has to deal with another penalty corner.
another penalty corner with Tabor Pereira, I believe Kraus and Michaela Duraney all in the goal to go along. Wheats over to dish change. And Miami just able to get these penalty corners at will. It's only 7 in the first half. They send another one in. It's Lottmuller to Burley, whose shot is again wide left. And this time,
and then Ball State gonna play defense here, and Miami's gonna take it from the 25. Ball State with just some great defense overall. They've really locked down on those penalty corners and just not allowed them to get the open shots that they want or into the penalty circle as much as they want.
and you notice that must have been a change at the half from Coach Bernthal, because early when they were able to score, Miami was on those penalty corners, they were leaving Allie Grace Joyner open off of the initial pass. That was on the first corner. Second corner, Joyner took advantage of that and was able to score on the goal.
As well as it's been passing around here for Miami. They've been able to spread the ball very well with short, clean, controlled passes. Ball State trying to make something happen here with the last couple seconds, but Miami's gonna hold out, and Ball State got one more period to go. They gotta get some points on the board.
The beautiful short passes, opening up the long passes, and even more chances at the goal. But no goals in that third period as Ball State still trails 2-0. Miami on top.
Thank you all for being here today. You are here because you made a decision to be collegiate student athletes. So let me ask you a question. Raise your hand if you want to win a conference championship, if you want to win a national championship. Now keep your hands up if you're willing to wake up 4:30 in the morning for mandatory workouts, if you're willing to put student first. So I'll ask you, are you willing to compete? Are you willing to execute? And are you willing to be a leader? Are you ready?
You know you're a Ball State Cardinal when you first hear the chirp. When you look to Frog Baby for luck and beneficence for guidance. You're a Ball State Cardinal when you chase your dreams, present your case, and win. When the university you call home is small enough to be a community, but big enough to change the world. You know you're a Ball State Cardinal when you're one of us. We are Ball State University. We fly.
Being an athlete really sharpened or sort of honed my skills as a student.
Obviously, time management,
commitment,
problem solving.
The competitiveness I have on the court, I take it to the class.
The same thing I try to, talk to our players about, being able to be successful in the classroom and on the football field.
I wouldn't say academics came easy for me.
I think that we were just conditioned to work really hard and maintain our studies.
What matters most in the long run is something that you should focus on right now.
I want to be better. I want to better myself.
The fourth quarter of action as the Red Hots stay red hot, leading 2-0 over the Ball State Cardinals at Briner Sports Complex here in Muncie. As the fourth quarter pitch bat is going to be taken by Carrie Ann McClay. I'm Andrew Willett, joined by match champion Hunter Ongay. Hunter, congrats, and let's get ready for some fourth quarter of field hockey.
First, thank you for that. I appreciate it. But yeah, Ball State here, fourth quarter action is where they like to shine the most. This is where all of their training needs to line up and come around for. And this is where Ball State needs to succeed the most. They're gonna have a lot of pressure coming out of the period or out of the quarter break right here, and you can already see it. And whistle's gonna blow and gonna get a free hit out of the gate. Pereira working hard. She's a very strong individual. She likes to take advantage where she can. And a bounce going off of the sticks, and now penalty corner. Great field vision by Pereira, our impact player to look for the Cardinals. And because of her vision, her strengths working both offense and defensive sides of the ball, she controls this Ball State team.
And that's what we've been looking for from the Ball State Cardinals. You said it earlier, this one's done a bit chippy. We saw it a little bit right there, the penalty corner coming up for Ball State. It's the opportunities they need.
And in all honesty, if you want to look at a bit of a difference between the Miami defense coming out of this penalty corner to Ball State, you can see a size difference, a measurable size difference. Ball State is a little bit taller, a little bit bigger on their side of it. Miami here, probably going to be quicker coming out of it rather than having the height and the build advantages.
As it's Paloma Gomez Renjifo sends it in, stopped, or no, Gomez Renjifo stops it. And the shot from Pereira, no shot, but we're gonna get another penalty corner coming up for Ball State.
That's good for the Cardinals. This is exactly what they wanted. This is what Bernthal wanted from the get-go. She wants to have her team have a presence in that scoring circle more than they have ever before. If we take a look back last week versus Central Michigan, the Cardinals had 14 shots, 1 single save, 8 corners, and 9 shots on goal. They want to recreate that right now, and they have to get back in this game.
Emma Hilton again to send it in. Stopped this time by Mattoon. Matlay on the shot, but defended very well by Miami. Not allowing a single thing.
And a yellow card's going to come out for Pereira. For what reason? I'm not sure.
I think she was a little too close on that free hit.
Might have been. Also might have been a little mouthy towards the ref. You can expect that to come from college field hockey.
As they send it forward.
That was a very quick move down the field for the Redhawks.
Well, we were talking about it, Hunter, at the end of that third period. Their short passes open up these longer passes for the Redhawks, and it's why they've been so successful at pushing down the field so fast.
Absolutely. It was a quick short pass here on the back 25, and then it was a magnificent straight down the field pass on the far sideline.
As Ball State able to get another stop. You saw the tip save from Wheats over Dischange just a second ago. Ball State, Emma Hilton pushing past the midfield line, but stopped by Burley. Now back comes Tabor to Matlay. Matlay, a slap shot. And it goes out of bounds on our near side past that 25-yard line.
Ball State needs to have that now we've got to switch keys to the game here a little bit. Ball State needs to have that forward defensive presence, cut off the short passes, which is very, very hard to do no matter what sport you're in. Short passes are always hard to defend. But now they can't let this happen, running up the side of the field without the ball going out of bounds or without a turnover.
As it's going to be Breedit heading up the field, still on Miami's side. Breedit now heading towards the middle of the field.
And we just missed it. Another Cardinal with a green card. That's Callie Rumbaugh. Picks up a green card over on the other side of the field. Thanks to our fellow members up here in the box with us today for Ball State Sports.
Sports Information Director is doing a great job here. It's Ball State now with only 9 players out there on the field.
Currently, Ball State running very behind. Now they got to really cover a lot of ground with minimal players. There's only 5 in the forefield at the moment and 3 in the backfield. They are down 3 players. 1 is about to come back in. That's Haley Bisis as Paloma runs off the field for a sub. Ball State needs to make something work here. They got a lot of defense to get through, but at the same time, they got a lot of offense on their side.
Bisis now with it and gets into the scoring circle, and we're gonna get, no, not a penalty corner, but a free hit coming for Jenna Mattoon.
Looking at it, 5 cards for the Cards.
And Hunter, I mean, you said it, losing like with the amount of players out there, 9-11 after those penalty cards, but we still pushed up the field to the Ball State Cardinals.
Absolutely. Ball State still has that grit and that will to get going, that dedication. And that's exactly what they're doing here. Now they just need to lock it down on defense. Can't let themselves get tired. Otherwise, Burley's going to run all over this Cardinal defense.
As Burley does just that, gets a shot on Dole, and then off the deflection of Dole. I believe that was Pena able to put it in. Nice goal number 3 for the Red Hawks.
A great offensive rebound by Pena, all set up by Burley. I said it right when it was happening. Pena was going to run all over this defense, and what happened? Takes a shot off of the rebound. Pena right there, perfect position to put it right up the middle.
Well, it was all set up by Burley, like you said. Pena now her 4th goal of the season.
Ball State needs to make some magic happen here. Only have 10 minutes remaining, which is not a lot of time, but we've seen goals happen at the end of the game with 0.09 seconds remaining, and it can happen. They just got to make it happen.
Carrie-Ann McClay with a physical play right there.
And he will catch a yellow card. 6th card for the Cardinals, and she will take a seat on the bench. Ball State getting extra chippy today and nothing going their way.
No, not at all. As that 3rd goal really puts things out of reach for Ball State. And with more cards coming up, the yellow card, it's going to be even fewer players out there for Ball State. Head coach Stephanie Bernthal not used to working with only 9 players out there.
So we got 8 at the moment. That's 3, 4 on the bench now. And Ball State has to make something happen. No red cards this season, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw one today.
Ball State, only a couple of games left in this season, Hunter. Of course, Miami, after this weekend, has the NCAA tournament. But for this Ball State squad, this is it. So they're putting it all out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Final weekend here for the Cardinals, and they get to finish it off at home against the MAC championship Red Hawks. And win or lose this game, Ball State's going to come in tomorrow with the same type of mindset. They want to play hard. They're going to have to play fast. They got to be able to match the competitiveness and the level of this Miami Red Hawk offense.
Pushing past midfield now, Ball State. Still fighting hard, and that is an impressive, a really admirable trait of this team. It doesn't matter the score, they're going to keep fighting. Coach Bernthal knows that about her team. It's been a frustrating season, she told me, but we've still fought every second, no matter the outcome.
And it's a great characteristic for a team and for a team mentality, and it works from the top down. Just the 6 seniors on this Ball State squad are able to continually hold their team accountable, hold them to a higher standard than most other athletes or even students at Ball State, and be able to go out on the field, work as hard as you can, and doesn't matter win or lose, you're going to come out of this game as a family, as a team, and friends pretty much forever.
As Miami continues to push into that scoring circle, a shot on goal, but batted out from Libby Trouse.
Jenna Kirby, the name we said that wouldn't, Coach said go a little bit unnoticed, making a name for herself still in this game.
Miami still with the 3-0 lead, still pushing hard. We've got a whistle blown.
Another penalty corner.
Another.
This is penalty corner number 16 for the Red Hawks. I almost said Redbirds. I wouldn't have been able to tell the difference on that one.
Unbelievable offensive, really dominance from the Red Hawks.
And after this, the stats speak for itself. 16 corners, 22 shots, 12 on goal. Ball State just needs this defense in a quick transition here.
7 minutes, 18 seconds as a shot from Burley. And a free hit coming. Tabor sends it forward.
That ball actually popped up and bounced off of Lockmuller, off of her back. That's why the Ball State Cardinals were able to get it and try and run down the field with it.
But taken right back by Miami. But Michaela Draney, a young freshman, able to get on it. Heads it up to Bisus.
So Ball State, short pass is going to help them win or help them get into the offensive half of the pitch instead of staying on defense. But
good save there from Wheats over to Ishkent on the shot. From Garcia, I believe. Another shot, this time stopped by Draney.
That was 2 shots by Kirby and then 1 by Burley, I believe, on that other side. Right in a row, and all saved. Twice by Wheats, and then another just by a defensive player standing there in the middle of it, getting the stick down on the ground. Ball State defense definitely locking down hard right now. But Miami's offense is going a little bit harder.
Well, and when you're playing a team like the Miami Redhawks, Hunter, like it's a different level of college field hockey for Miami. As we've said the stats: first in offense, first in defense, first in margin of victory, and number 1 in the match. This is a tough opponent for anyone, but especially a rebuilding Ball State squad.
Absolutely, and still, Coach Bernthal only in her 3rd year as head coach with the whole COVID-19 cancellation of everything from last spring and this fall. Ball State able to bounce back and still compete really hard and very strong all the way from basically the beginning of the school year until a week before finals.
Yeah, the conclusion of this 7-week season, or pretty much every weekend for these match squads, is a 2-game doubleheader. That's gonna wear on you as a team.
And Mia Gordon for the Red Hawks able to get a little shot in there. And Ball State just can't get on their feet to get some offense rolling.
Miami still with the ball. Pushes to the right side where Lily Peterson doing a good job getting into that scoring circle, weaving around defenders. A shot and a goal. Jenna Kirby.
What a great play by the Red Hawks all around. Great ball movement. Jenna Kirby just taking the opportunity to put it up in that upper 90. And Ball State just got tired, in all honesty. They were backed up on their heels for the past 5 minutes more, have been on their heels in that scoring circle and haven't been able to get the ball past midfield with personnel. So great shot by Kirby there. Ball State down 4-0 with 4.5 minutes remaining. And right now, it's all Miami.
And an exciting moment right there for Miami as Jenna Kirby recorded her first goal of her collegiate career today at Ball State. So congrats to her. The freshman, like we said, gonna go underappreciated, but getting some love right here on the broadcast with her first goal.
She's had 2 assists, 8 shots, and 2 points, with half of her shots being on goal before or coming into today. So adding that goal onto the marker, it's just the start of a career right there.
Absolutely. Spring City, Pennsylvania. Played club with Excalibur. Was All-State first team last year from Pennsylvania. And definitely has been impressive her entire freshman season as she picks up the goal in Miami. Now just 3 minutes away from improving to 12-1 on the year.
They're already 8-0 in conference play, so none of the conference teams here have been able to find a way to answer to them. And 2.5 point margin of victory each game. Largest margin of 7-0. And right here, they're well on their way to putting up a 5th point, possibly to end this game. But Ball State, now with all 11 players back on the field, I don't see that 5th point coming, but I also see Ball State possibly putting one at the end of the game here.
Well, and you talked about it, undefeated and Matt, the only team that got the better of them, obviously this season cut short a lot less non-conference games. The only team able to get the better of them was number 2 in the country, Louisville. So this is a very tough Miami squad. They were that close to a perfect season.
And it was still a close game, came down to double overtime.
Absolutely, that was an 80th minute goal for Louisville. So that they really very easily could be undefeated at this point, and so just a tough opponent for these Ball State Cardinals.
They played them at the beginning as their season opener in Miami, fell 1-2 with a last-second goal from Miami in the last 30 seconds. But Miami grew as a team, grew better, and up to that 7th-ranked spot coming into Briner.
And we've seen both of these teams improve, Hunter, as Ball State, as we've mentioned, already had more wins this year in fewer games than last year, with all the non-conference games as well. So Ball State has improved as well, but you mentioned it, Miami and Ball State played it. Their last 2 games have been very close, as last year they went to overtime. Ball State nearly got the better of them. And then this year, like you said, a late goal, able to win that one.
It's been a historic matchup for both teams. But go ahead and count another shot for Miami's Nor Breachdake. Had one there on the end, as Miami is still trying to get that extra point on the board, and looks like they're going to line up for another penalty corner once again.
And this is where we have seen all of their goals so far today, as we've got 1 minute and 7 seconds remaining.
Say minus the 4th goal that came off of a regular great passing play in there. Ball State has had some fantastic lockdown defense on these corners, especially in the second half. Now it's all just keeping it there. 1:07 remaining here in the 4th period. Ball State just got to lock it down.
As Lochmuller sends it in, stopped by Rossi, and a shot on goal, and it flies in. That's going to be another goal for Claudia Nedret Garcia.
And that was an ample opportunity that got right past Audrey Tabor. I saw Claudia kind of going around and moving around Audrey. If Audrey could have flicked her stick out just to the right or to her left a little bit more, would have popped it up, possibly gotten in the way of that goal. But now Miami up 5-0 here at the end, within the last minute, and Ball State, they want to put a score on the board, and you can see it in their faces.
As they're pushing past, trying to get past that 25-yard line is Kraus. A whistle blows, the clock still runs at 30 seconds. That goal was number 9 for Garcia, the freshman this year out of Spain. Really had a great season, and now ties Ali Drace Joyner for the most goals on the year for Miami.
Miami has just played an impressive game today. Ball State has shown its abilities at times, been able to get down into the corners, got a couple for Ball State down there for 4, but Miami has just been too strong of an offense as we reach the close of today's game.
And at the buzzer, the horn sounds, Miami is victorious, picking up a 5-0 win over Ball State. The Red Hawks improved to 12-1 on the year.
And like I was saying, Miami, just a fantastic game all around. They played all parts of the ball, all sides of the game perfectly to a point, locking down all the defensive stops, getting all the way. They spent majority of that second half in the scoring circle. And it all comes around to the highlights here. It was 5 goals. The first one coming from Ali Joyner here, just a great pass.
Here's the second
that
one
was
for
actually
Burley.
Burley, the second one from earlier, off of a great assist from Jenna Kirby. And Burley just running away with this game, adding a little bit of an assist there, getting the shot in there.
From Pena.
And it's just running away with it. Jenna Kirby getting her own goal, the one we said that wouldn't get announced, get talked about as much. But Ball State just couldn't handle the Fire offense.
And with it, it's Ball State losing 5-0 today on Senior Day. Have another one here tomorrow for you. I'm Andrew Willett with Hunter Ongay. Thank you for watching Ball State Sports Link